Hi friends! This is DaintyTank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Fatal 12. This is part 2. You should see part 1 because, it's amazing. Poke Dutter in the upper eye card area. See part 1, then come back here. Hang out with me because, you know, we're cool and stuff. And very queer. And very here. My dear. T-Rex. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's just do this. Last we left off, our main protagonist here with the cool multicolored hair, Rinka, who is kind of co-owning almost with her grandmother the Lion's Den, the Lion's something, which is a cafe, and she's really good at making coffee, apparently, but perhaps, maybe yes, died tragically from an explosive device on a train. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Let's just continue. Continue. Just I think I can relax a bit after the morning customers have left. The bell on the door chimes. Welcome. Oh, hey, Miharu. Oh, you know, when there's a transition like that, this is important. Good morning, Rinka. In trots a tall and stylish girl with matching looks. The sun reflects off her long, silky hair, enough to make it seem like she's generating her own light. It seems like it. She's like sparkle with each and every step. That's... Please forgive me for butchering all names. That's Mishima Miharu for you. She's a classmate of mine and part of our to-be-avoided group. Really? She sparkles and they're avoiding her? But in her case, it's more because she's practically perfect in every regard, so people find it hard to approach her. Oh. Are you off work today? Nah, my shift starts soon. I should have figured, considering she's wearing her school uniform. She normally wears her own clothes when we're out in public, but I guess she can't be bothered to pick something out to wear for work. What? Helps her to avoid getting hit on by guys on the way home too. Not sure how that works exactly, but hey, I mean... I don't blame a girl there. Thing is, she works way out in Akihabara. This is Shinjuku. Words. This is Shinjuku. Pretty much the opposite side of town. So why'd she go out of her way to come here? Does she need something? Does she need to look at something? Someone with multicolored hair? And a dark, delicious vibe? Is this what I'm getting here? Just popping by to see your face. I knew it! Ooh, are you a potential love interest? Just popping by to see your face. We didn't get to talk much yesterday, and since we're off for the next few days, I wanted to talk to you before vacation stuff. Right. Thanks. I have to admit, there are certain facets of Miharu that I just don't get. I'm pretty confident she has some other business out there, yet here she is teasing me. It's hard to find the right response sometimes. Anywho, I'd hate to distract the other customers, so I should be on my way. Time really slipped by as I waited for the opportunity to be with you alone. Whoa. Wait, why? Wait? It's all regulars here, so they wouldn't have cared. The weather's so pleasant today. I kind of enjoyed taking in all this greenery, so... Okay, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Rinka. There's a park across from here that's famous all over the country. Apparently is an old samurai's garden that became a park after being used as a zone for experimental agricultural projects. Not only does it have all sorts of flowers from here, England and France, but there's also plenty of tourists who come by to see it. Unfortunately, we're a bit out of the way to draw them in as customers, but a couple of foreigners do find us and stop by every now and then. We have a good view of it from here, although I don't think it's the kind of thing you can enjoy for long. Mihiru has some peculiar taste though, so who knows, maybe she can. Or maybe she was looking at some other view. Oh, hi! How do they do that? That little hip-hop thing? Like, woo! I can't do that. Well, my apologies for intruding. Do be sure to get some rest, will you? Oh, there's a height difference there. Hi. Also, you look so cute. Sure thing. Good luck with work yourself. Oh, before I go, you haven't forgotten our promise to go to Stardust Kingdom on the 5th, have you? Be sure to tell everyone that the cafe will be closed that day. Come on, as if I'd forget. Oh, Stardust Kingdom's a famous theme park out in Chiba Prefecture. We made plans to go there at the end of Golden Week, fully aware that it'd be at its busiest. Just making sure, considering your past record. Anyway, see you soon. Yeah, bye, see you later. Good job, Rinka. Mihiru leaves with a smile on her face. I'd stop myself from saying bye, because Mihiru isn't fond of people saying that whenever they part ways. I get where she's coming from. Sounds like what you'd say for a long-term parting, but I think she's going a little overboard. Either way, I try to keep myself from using it when I can. That was there. Just as I was planning to brew some coffee for myself, someone else makes their way through the door. Welcome. Oh, Naomi. In comes another friend. Can't say I'm surprised by her cute outfit choice. Yeah, I was about to say, those boot pockets are really doing it for you. I mean, the whole dress is adorable. Let's just be honest. Like, that's a very queer dress. It's like a plant lesbian dress there. Matches her eyes fairly well, though. Oh, good morning. Morning. Come on in. The fact that she didn't mention Mihiru must mean they didn't cross paths, or they stared each other down because they're rivals of your attention. Maybe. Naomi seems a little down, though. Not only that, but I can tell she had second thoughts about coming inside, either because there weren't any other customers or because she's conscious of the fact that trying to run a business. What's up? Still haven't asked my gran about an easy way for beginners to make some relatively good coffee, so hopefully she hasn't come back to ask about that. I have the option of teaching her myself, but I'd rather not do that with my own relative lack of knowledge. Yesterday, I think I might have left something here? A book, by any chance. A thick, expensive-looking one with golden gears on the back and front. Okay, she left it here, but how did it get on Rinka's bed? Naomi, were you on her bed? No, I'm fairly certain I didn't leave a book here. Oh, wait. Oh, a book by chance. So this was Rinka asking about the book. No, I'm fairly certain I didn't leave a book here. Ah, figures. Not sure why I asked, when she never set foot in my room, so obviously she wouldn't have left anything here. Turns out it was her pencil case. She could have just sent me a message about it last night, but apparently she only noticed it was gone this morning, and came all the way over here looking cute for some reason. She lives here in Shinjuku area, so she decided to take a walk and drop by to pick it up. Oh, my mom just messaged me. Guess I left it on the kitchen table. Totally did that myself. Sorry about this. Well, that settles that. It's so Naomi to do something like this, though. Since you mentioned it, what kind of book were you talking about earlier? She jumps back to a topic I'm not expecting. Oh, did I pique your interest? You certainly did. I'm curious because you said it seems expensive. Makes sense considering you're into books. Give me a second, I'll bring it down. Not like I have any customers right now, and the street's fairly empty. I made my way up the stairs to get it. Here you go! Yeah, an auburn cover with gold leaf decorations. I can tell Naomi's impressed, judging by the hushed noises she's making while examining the cover. This trumps what I had imagined. It seems really old, but it doesn't have the smell that other old books do. Do you mind if I open it? Go ahead, but it's pretty weird. How so? It's a book vault. Her inquisitive look shifts to a confused expression upon opening it. Can't blame her. There aren't any real pages, just a big rectangular hole in the middle. Yeah, it's a book vault. Book vault, big vault, book vault. It's cool. You're right, this is weird. It reminds me of those old magical card books that were popular back in the day. Card books? Do you ever watch that one show where a girl would transform using cards and fight things? Oh my god, Cardcaptor Sakura? Is that what you're talking about? I think I'm saying that right? Cardcaptor Sakura? So good! Just like, stupid magical girl swinging and like, boom, great monster from card! It's so cool. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. This book is just a glorified box for it to store the cards in, so... Wait a minute, aren't these cards at the bottom? Didn't notice it at first because they're so thin, but... Oh, you're right. They share the same pattern as the cover, so I never noticed. Can I take them out? We probably shouldn't mess with it anymore. It might be my gran, so let me ask her about it first. It's no regular book, at least. I'd feel bad if we uncover something she's been wanting to keep secret. What? Okay, one, how did the book get on top of your bed that you probably slept in before? And we know that it's because you died, but like... And two, if your grand's trying to hide it, why would she put it on top of your bed again? That's why it's best to ask before we pry any further. Naomi's hands fly off the book almost immediately after I say that. Sorry, I always get so carried away when it comes to books. I shouldn't have been fiddling with it so much. Don't worry about it. I'm the one who brought it down. You could tell she was tranced by it. I guess the book like this would fascinate anybody who's into books as her. Okay, I should probably put it back upstairs. Oh! Hey! As soon as those words fell on my mouth, someone new walks through the door. An actual customer. Not one of the regulars, though. A woman with a suitcase. Looks like a tourist from abroad. She ends up asking where her hotel is, which is apparently closer to Shinjuku. End up telling her that she's come a bit too far out. Apparently, she's come to Japan alone to tour all of the famous temples, but is in a bit of a pinch since she didn't understand the language. As I tell her where to go, she thanks me and goes on her way. She doesn't order anything, though. But she is kind enough that I can forgive her. Wow, I had no idea you were that good at English. Naomi can't contain her excitement after the woman leaves. What do you mean? I'm awful at it. Are you trying to be humble? You were speaking fluent English to that lady. Huh? Now I'm the one who's surprised. We were speaking English? I felt as natural as any other conversation to me. Then again, she did mention that she didn't understand Japanese. There's no way she'd say that if we had such a fluent conversation. What's going on here? I hope you don't expect an answer from me. After putting the book upstairs, return with one of my English textbooks. Throw some questions at me. Okay, how about basic vocab? Let's see. She throws some questions at me like I ask, and lo and behold, I can barely answer them. See, bad doesn't begin to describe my English skills. I understand that, but now I'm concerned for a different reason. which is fair. She tries to be as polite as possible when pointing out my inadequacy. Funnily enough, she didn't even have to look back to the textbook for the last few questions. It's worth noting that while studying isn't exactly my forte, English is a subject I struggle with more than others. What makes the fact that you were talking with her all the more strange then? It felt like I was having a regular conversation, so if anything, I'm more dubious about whether or not Naomi's right. I doubt anything will come from thinking it over for now, so I'll pay more attention the next time a foreigner comes along. Well, now that I'm here, could I order a coffee, please? Not for free, of course. I don't mind, but... Don't worry, I meant it when I say I really like the coffee you make. Aw, this is cute. I will say, just letting you know, I do have aphasia and word finding difficulties from a rugby accident way back when. So if you see me switching out words or dropping words, that's why. So I might have trouble with reading through some of the passages. Please have patience with me. I try my best. The smile on her face is almost blinding as she speaks. I can feel my cheeks warming to a bright red. It's hard to describe the happiness those words instill me with. It might actually be the first time anyone said that to me, considering I mainly served regulars. They typically compare me to my gran, which isn't all bad, but they've never praised me as an individual. That's why I can't help but be taken aback by what she said. Enough so that I struggled to give her a proper response, let alone thank her for it. Aw, you guys are cute. I make some coffee for her and she sips on it while reading a book. As she does that, I either handle orders for customers or clean up the tableware. Once an hour has passed, Naomi gets her things together and comes over to the register. Feel bad taking money from a junior, but she seems satisfied enough. Oh yeah, you got any plans for the last day of Golden Week? Sunday, I mean? No, I don't. Why? Me, Mio, and Miharu plan on going to Stardust Kingdom, but we'd rather have an even number so no one ends up on a ride alone. Wanna come? Stardust Kingdom? I'd love to go. Good. I'll tell the others. We'll get the group chat set up for it. Actually, will Miharu be okay with this? Huh? Do you two not get along? Well, no need to worry about that. So long as you're up for it and your purse permits it, you're welcome to come. Okay, if you say so. Uh-huh. You guys are rivals. For sure. Rinka, you're oblivious to how much girl want you've got surrounding you. Not quite sure why she's acting so reserved in regards to Miharu, but at least she's willing to join us. I get back to work after seeing her off. The first thing I do once I return to my room at the end of the day is message my gran. Seems like she's willing to think up a recipe for us. The book doesn't ring any bells for her though. Seems like there are several books here with similar bindings, but they're just plain old books. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious about them, but that isn't enough to make me want to search through my gran's room. Now I need to figure out what to do with this one. No. We're gonna save. Save the data. Beep. Might as well sell it. Let's look at take a look inside. You can take a look inside and then sell it. Actually, Naomi did mention that there are some cards inside. Might as well have a look. I flipped the book over, dropping the cards out. 4 in total. All have the pattern similar to the book's cover. Turning them over to their fronts, I noticed something written on their white background. The writing itself is in English, but I can read it perfectly fine for some reason. Name. That's your name. Wait. Oh, 1. Name. Sumire RINKA. 3 name. Federico Carminati. 4 cause of death fire. 9 regret. Gold medal. What? Why is my name written here? I can't help but ask out loud. I'm not too sure what the other cards are about, but it's easy to imagine that's nothing good when the cause of death and regrets are mentioned. It's probably a bunch of them, considering the numbers too. Enough to fill up the entire hole in the book, I'd guess. When did all the other cards disappear, though? More importantly, why was this book on my desk in the first place? And most importantly, why is your name in it? I scoured the internet as well, but nothing relevant pops up. Whatever the case, these cards have personal information on them. Doubt it's someone who just so happens to have the same name as me either. Selling the book isn't an option now. Put the cards back inside before placing the book on my shelf. It's probably worth showing Naomi whenever she's here next. 2 pairs of eyes are better than 1 after all. I should message Mao, actually. Why? Why are you messaging her? Whip out my phone and send a message about Naomi joining us for Stardust Kingdom, to which she replies almost immediately. Really? Like, really? Jeez, don't get me wrong, I want to go with Mirin, but, whatever. Let me tell Mirin about it. Ooh. A bit odd for a response. She has said that there's no issue with Naomi joining us. You were a little oblivious there, Rinka. She emphasized that I shouldn't get in touch with Maharu, though. While a bit suspicious, Mal's usually the one who gets stuff sorted out, so I don't pay it much mind. I'd rather think about the fun theme park experience waiting for us in a few days. The store will open tomorrow as per usual, so I make my way to bed nice and early. Okay. And we're gonna have another dream? Is this what's happening? Oh! Well, we jumped ahead. 1 hour after the park opens, we finally pass through the hellish queue to get in. We came an hour early, but it turns out others came even earlier than that. Well, at least we didn't have to wait in line for tickets thanks to asking Mal to pick them up beforehand. Still, we totally underestimated how busy it would be during Golden Week. Phew, finally inside. Want to take a quick selfie? She doesn't even wait for a response before snapping some pictures. Some with me, some with Maharu, some just by herself. Where's Naomi? Your battery's gonna die if you're always taking pictures. No worries, I've got a power bank with me. Where? In your skirt? Where's that power bank? Oh! Look at you! That's such a cute top. I wouldn't mind taking a picture with you, Rinka. Let's all squish together then. Don't mind, but hey, might as well get a picture of you two together. Oh, that was cute. Oh, there's Naomi. Naomi tries to hide her bewilderment through awkward laughter. Cool. Get out those purses, ladies. Time to splurge. Already? Shouldn't we actually ride some of the attractions first? I agree. I'm typically not a fan of roller coasters, but it might be fun if I'm sitting beside Rinka. Oh, she's totally got her in. Yup. She's like, I want Rinka. Oh, but theme parks are all about the cute trinkets you can buy. Oh yeah, there's a parade later on that I want to see. You down, Yurin? I'd like to see the parade too, but I'll leave the decisions to you three. Looks like Naomi's decided to just go with the flow. Oh, neat. Can't blame her either. Pitching an idea to this group is kind of difficult. Closest thing from here is Brilliant Tower. Seems like a free fall ride. I don't want to wait in another line. Oh, apparently they have tickets here that let you skip ahead of the line, but they're a limited amount. I looked into that myself while we were waiting to get in. We wouldn't be able to use them for another hour because it's so busy, but it might be worth getting some now. Sounds good. Let's go check out the shops while we pick those up. The parade isn't until later in the day, so let's decide if we want to see it or not after getting some rides in. Whoa, Leader Rinka's up in here. I'm fine with that plan. I'll leave everything to you. And with that, we make our way over to the ticket machine. This is adorable. I feel myself getting excited about how fun today will be. Oh, quite the day. The sky is pitch black when closing time looms near, allowing all the fancy illuminations to light up the park. Me and Maharu take a rest on one of the benches near the entrance, since Mao and Naomi split off from us to buy something they forgot to get earlier. Nothing but couples around here. Want to sit somewhere else? Do you see that blush and that finger? Hardly surprising considering we're at a theme park on a holiday. Still feels awkward sitting around people who's openly flirting with each other. I try to get up so we can move somewhere else, but Maharu grabs onto my sleeve and stops me. No, let's stay here. For just a bit longer. It's embarrassing, so let me go. No. Okay then, is what we're going to go with. But we're gonna save. Okay then. Oh, that's a pretty image. This is gorgeous. Today's truly been a good day. It's not often you respond like that, after all. It's not often she wears such a shy expression, either. She's normally a lot more outspoken, but something seems to be on her mind right now. Soon after, people start to gather around us to see the impending parade. Seems like we've picked a pretty good spot by coincidence, judging by the number of onlookers. The only issue is that it'll be hard to meet back up with Mao and Naomi if it gets any more packed, so I try to move again. Maharu maintains her refusal to let go of my sleeve though, and I fail to find the words to make her stop. The silence between us grows. This isn't normal. People tend to get the wrong impression about her since she rarely talks to anyone other than us, but she actually has a great sense of humor. She enjoys talking about the most meaningless stuff too. Okay. And yet, here we sit in utter silence. She looks a bit shy, but there's determination in her expression as well. So I can't bring myself to say anything. The park staff sets up barricades near the bench during this time to make sure no one could get in the way of the parade before they start to organize people into lines. We could just stay seated, but doing so while the rest of the crowd waits around all excited feels too awkward. Hey, Rinka? We speak at the same time, possibly because we're thinking the same thing. What is it? Oh, you go first. Oh, I just wanted to say that today was fun. It really was. Wanna stay and watch the parade? I'll send Mao a message if you do. I'd love to. This is the first time I've been into a theme park, so I was curious about the parade. I rarely go anywhere with my family and I tend to stay in at night. That's so. Her only response to me is a smile. Back to awkward silence. The only difference is that she has a downcast expression now, which morphs into one of worry, but then that hint of determination returns. What I wanted to say earlier was, as soon as she starts, the people around us begin to cheer. Immediately after, all the park illuminations go dark, which signals the start of some lively music. It's like the parade's starting. It sure is. The sheer amount of noise comes from the park makes it impossible for us to talk while it's going on. Regardless, just seeing it is enough for me. It's one of the things you can just sit back and appreciate. So why don't you sit on the bench with your girl there? The parade continues to an end about a half hour later. Part of me is still entranced, even after the park illuminations sparked back on. Once most of the people who've come to see it move on, tell Maharu that we should go too. She slowly loosens her grip on my sleeve before standing. That was very pretty. Yeah, it was. I'm glad we watched it. I hope this isn't the last time we all go out together like this. She says this with a dramatically different tone of voice. And don't worry, there'll be plenty more chances. Not like we're parting ways anytime soon. Right. Thanks, Rinka. Hearing that is enough to keep me going. Next event is the fireworks display in August, I guess. Haven't talked to Mao about it yet, but let's all go to that. Make sure to emphasize that we should all go. Oh, her face. Definitely. She replies with one clear, simple word. So clear, in fact, that worries me a little. Definitely, normally, you wouldn't be so firm about planning a night out with friends. My phone vibrates. Mao just sent me a message, and when I turn around upon reading it, both her and Naomi are walking towards us. Oh, here they come. Let's get going then. Oh, that's such a worried expression. She really wanted to tell you her feelings. Maharu? Oh, sorry, I spaced out for a second. Let's meet up with them. I wave two of them over after she says that. Uh-huh. Oh, the first thing I do when I get home is take a good shower. Today has been absolutely exhausting, so my body insists that I dive straight into bed afterwards. Today was fun. Not exactly rolling in money, so I couldn't buy much, but I did come home with something precious. I'm sure I don't need to say what it is either. My gran even gets back to me about relatively cheap and tasty beans, as well as a way for beginners to make decent drip coffee. School's back in session tomorrow as well, so I need to make sure I teach Naomi properly. Once I hop in bed, my eyes are drawn to a certain book on my bookshelf. Still haven't told Naomi about the cards inside. Should do that when she comes over to learn the coffee brewing technique. I turn my lights off, ready to fall asleep. Yep, today really was fun. Find myself repeating the same thing I said a few moments ago. We're still a ways off from the fireworks display in August, but I'm already looking forward to it. There's no doubt we'll do plenty of other stuff before that too. So I figure, anyway, still have no idea what is in store for me. Never even considered the possibility of my daily life being disrupted by something far beyond my imagination. Hint! Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. Morning already? Doesn't feel like I've been asleep very long. But that might just be because I was so exhausted last night. Good evening, my little slaves to fate. Oh, you certainly took your time, numeral 1. I am wrong. I haven't woken up. This is the same thing that's been happening to me these last few days. I'm still asleep, and yet conscious for some reason. Slowly but surely I open my eyes. Whoa. Ah! Yeah. The sight that greets me is one that I could never have imagined. A number of years float amongst infinite darkness. I gaze up and notice a faint ray of light piercing said darkness. Then it finally registers that I'm standing up, not laying down. I find myself on the circular platform about 3 meters in diameter. A witness stand, like one you'd see in court, is attached to the platform. I've only ever seen one in the news and on TV shows. This is quite intricate. Even more baffling is the platform seems to be floating. It's attached to a much larger circle, but floats independently of it. This is just one of the 12 platforms, by my count, all of which are arranged within a larger circular pattern like a clock's face. As if, in support of this analogy, the platform on which I stand is labeled with Roman numeral 1, which is I. In the center of this concentric circles, on the center of the concentric circles, are massive clock hands, slowly ticking away. Whoa! What the hell? Where is this? Oh my god, no, Maharu! Familiar voice. Why, of all people, are you here? I inhale sharply the moment I hear that voice. The platform beside me, which would be Roman numeral 2, has none other than Miharu standing on it. Meh? Excuse me, numeral 1. I suggest you refrain from calling her by name. A voice I didn't recognize stops me. I look at the direction from which it comes, only to see a small girl with white hair. Huh? How are you walking on thin air? Unlike the rest of us, she isn't standing on a circular platform. She's walking through the middle of nothing. She's walking around on nothing at all. Yep, that answers that. She takes another step forward, stopping at the subsection of attaching our platforms together. The hem of her skirt flutters up slightly, which reveals her slender thighs. Rinka. Her ear is as fluffy as her clothes, the latter of which resembles the attire worn by a foreign noble. The hat nestled on her tiny head is kind of cute too. You are so gay. You're just so subtly gay in everything you describe. Our eyes meet as we turn to face one another. You will address me as Parsa, goddess of destiny and the supervisor of divine selection. In simpler terms, I am an existence far above you mortals. Wanna run that by me again? I see the shock caused by your death resulted in slightly stunted memory retention. Oh, no! Ah! I'm fairly certain that I've explained things to you once already, but alas, allow me to repeat myself. Sorry, I guess, but I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Could I not explain things faster if you kept your mouth shut tight? She sighs again, obviously unimpressed. Her attitude towards me, despite her being visibly younger, makes me want to keep interrupting her. So you were able to enjoy the past few days like normal simply because you forgot? In that case, you're better off listening to her. For your own sake. But? Let me rephrase that. Please listen to her. Right. Are you quite finished? If so, the rest of us may take this as an opportunity to refresh our own memories. She takes her way along a clock hand to the center of the clock face. She continues her explanation mid-step, her tone as elegant as they come. All of you are gathered here have found yourselves at a juncture of causality, and thus have been granted an opportunity to escape death. We call the process involved in affording this opportunity divine selection. As stated before, my name is Parsa, goddess of destiny. We have a mere 12 weeks, 11 when excluding tonight, to spend together, but I hope they prove fruitful nonetheless. She reaches the center of the clock by the time she finishes her self-introduction. She then stands tall, pinches her skirt, and bombs a curtsy to us before continuing her explanation. Oh. Under normal circumstances, all 12 of you would be gathered in one location at the exact same time 12 weeks from now, when divine selection ends. However, your lives all came to an end before they could occur. You were all in different locations, yet, amusingly enough, your deaths occurred at the exact same moment in time. This occurrence is what we refer to as the juncture of causality. The juncture of causality. Casualty? Casualty. Casualty or causality? I looked it up, it's causality. Call it whatever you want, but I'm struggling to keep up. If what she's saying is true, then me and Maharu, not mention the others here, we're dead. That can't be right, though. I've been living my life normally until now. So, am I a ghost? That makes even less sense. Confused though I may be, I listen to what this girl has to say. Location is irrelevant during this occurrence, as your individual consciousnesses transcend the mortal coil the moment you die. I'm sure you've all experienced something similar while alive. I believe dreaming is the term you use to refer to it. To that effect, let us refer to this as the dream world. This world has many facets. Not only does it serve as one of the many parallel worlds, but it also connects and acts as individual mental worlds, while simultaneously comprised of the humanity's collective dormant consciousness, a world that theoretically does not exist, subsiding in a fragile state. Some work was required in order for all of you to be cognizant of such a world. It is for that purpose I created the Court of Fate, where you all now stand. Taking in my surroundings. No walls, no ceilings. Calling this place a court does feel fitting, considering how odd it is. Bestowing a name upon that which does not exist is the simplest, most effective way to instill meaning. I do hope you keep that in mind. Strange man's voice. Cut the crap and let me put a name forward already. Man's voice cuts in as if to silence Parsa. The voice originates from the platform to my right, emblazoned with numeral 12. Ho! The man standing there has brown skin. He's tall and muscular. I mean, look at those man boobs. With a hardened face, I assume he's from the Middle East. Actually, wait a minute. Isn't it odd that both Parsa and this guy could speak Japanese? Why didn't I realize that sooner? Everyone sounded so natural that the thought never crossed my mind. Nothing good comes from being impatient. I am about to mention the most important part. She gives a stern, yet composed warning. Let us return to the topic at hand. Of the 12 present, only one will be able to realize the rest of their fate. The cause of your deaths have been temporarily silenced while divine selection proceeds, but this will be undone for all those eliminated during it. So you're literally losing people, and they're like literally just undone from life. Not only that, but any events in the real world caused by an eliminated member will also be undone during this period. It may be wise to consider yourselves' existences removed from the natural state of the world until divine selection has run its course. In other words, you cannot die by any means other than divine selection, although injuries and the like will occur as normal. I certainly hope this answers your silly questions, numeral 1. She shoots me a sharp glance before she continues to speak. Much aside, as I'd rather not, it's hard to feign ignorance after hearing her explain things so much. Boop. Boop. So all 12 of us are here to kill one another? You are 90% correct, dear. No killing will go on in here. However, how uncouth that would be. Instead, you will simply erase one another. One cannot kill that which is already dead, after all. Such an unpleasant description. Maharu and I aren't the only ones to react either. The others have their own thoughts to share on the matter too. Parsa's voice, along with the others, resounds throughout the court so we can hear each other speak. I don't have it in me to take a look at all of the others gathered. My eyes are glued to the person on platform 6. She sits in a fetal position, lifeless, almost as if asleep. I go back to focusing on Parsa after that in an attempt to take my mind off the uneasiness welling up in me. I can decide whether or not to believe this after she finishes. 3 cards are required in order to eliminate someone. Each of you have been dealt cards detailing a name, a cause of death, and a regret. These represent the past, present, and future, respectively. You all have a personal card with information regarding yourselves, so I am sure you understand. Of course, divine selection requires its participants to have some manner of clue in order for it to proceed, so you have all been allocated 3 cards at random with information regarding your peers. What you need to do now is gather the remaining cards on your own. Obtaining information on the other participants is key, as this information will mold itself into the form of a card. Some information must be gathered in the real world. Follow this procedure, and you're certain to obtain additional cards without issue. The sole object that links this world with reality is the card book you were all allocated. Behold. I cast my eyes down as she mentions the book. What I initially thought was some kind of handrail is actually a book stand, resting upon it as a single book. An auburn-colored cover with gold leaf gears decorating it. Huh? Why is this book here? I open it up, only to discover that it's identical to the one at the lighthouse. Whoa. A bright light pours out from it all of a sudden. Close my eyes on instinct and slowly open them again when I notice the light gradually fading away. What greets me now are 4 cards, one lined up beside another, floating above the book itself. That's awesome. Name, Rinka. Federico. So 3's name is Federico. Carminati. Cause of death, fire. Regret, gold medal. Wait, so 4's cause of death is fire. 9's regret is metal. Each card has its own details written on them. Only 1 card has its own information on it though. Maybe that's thanks to my memory being fuzzy. The other 3 have information on the others, so 4 total. I catch myself peeking over at my hair, but I can't see anything due to the light pouring from her book. We're not allowed to know what cards other people have, not even how many. That explains the bright light stopping me from seeing anything. Maharu gives a concise explanation of her discovery. She must have noticed me looking over at her. Meanwhile, Parsa pays no mind, opting instead to continue her explanation. The election order is decided after each participant decides what they wish to do. Keep in mind that the numbers you have been assigned will not prevent anyone from electing another. Should the person you elect opt to elect you in response, whoever reveals 1 personal card to the remaining participants earns election priority. She continues her explanation to proclaim that if both reveal a personal card, they are required to reveal another. If both parties reveal all 3 cards, a stalemate occurs, which results in all other participants receiving their information and running the risk of being elected. Nothing more. We only have 3 pieces of information, so revealing just 1 is risky enough. Conversely, if you refuse to reveal a personal card, then you'll be eliminated. It's only got 1 personal card. What's up with that? Parsa moves on before I can ask. Another point to stress is regarding successful elections. For example, number 1 elects number 12, and number 3 elects number 1. Should number 1 succeed in eliminating 12, then number 3 is given the opportunity to eliminate 1. Once all have decided whether or not to elect someone, said elections will take place in chronological order based on your number. So concludes the basic rules governing divine selection. However, know that a scenario can involve numeral 1 electing numeral 12, and 12 elects numeral 3. Should numeral 1 succeed in eliminating numeral 12, numeral 3's election is null and void. In such a case where the procedure grows more complex, the order becomes fixed, so as to ensure the maximum number of eliminations possible. Hearing her explanation, explain all that makes me realize the meaning behind those cards. I end up dying at some point without realizing it, and now I've been forced to take part in this ordeal. It's why I was giving these cards. She calls it divine selection, but this whole thing, collecting cards and eliminating others, is practically a game with other futures at stake. Gathering information on complete strangers isn't an easy task, but so long as you can manage that, then it's basically over should anyone gather all 3 cards of information about you, right? That's just... There does seem to be a solid strategy where you can keep yourself safe. My eyes were fixed on Mahiro after hearing her, so I hope she'll continue. It involves holding the 3 cards relevant to whoever elects you. You can use those to protect yourself, causing both your and the cards of whoever elected you to disappear, or so I assume. They wouldn't be able to elect you after that, but you wouldn't be able to elect them either. But if the one who elects you opts to reveal one of their personal cards in response, they cancel your defense. That's the gist of it, right? Indeed. I am glad at least one of you can recount the details. What happens if those 2 end up being the only remaining participants? We can cross that bridge if we ever reach it. She makes it clear that she has nothing else to add. I try to interject, but she ignores me. That's not all, though. There's a way to escape being eliminated, even if you're elected, isn't there? A grin flashes across Parsa's face in response. For example, if one participant is elected by 2 others at the same time, both have to fight for the right to elect them. As Parsa said before, they have to reveal one personal card for that right, correct? Does that election get cancelled if neither chooses to reveal a personal card? You certainly have your wits about you. Yes, that's correct. Maharu closes her book when she notices Parsa is about to continue her explanation. I try to close mine, but forces itself back open until the cards can make their way back inside. After they have, I can close it just fine. Seeing real objects behave like smartphone app is a bit weird. Keep in mind that each individual, I can only make 1 election per night. The election itself begins once all participants have decided whether or not to take part. Should the one participant obtain all 3 pieces of information with the revelation of another's personal card, they must wait until the next night to elect them. Looks like there's a proper procedure for all this. First, everyone has to decide if they want to elect someone, and once they've made that choice, the election itself begins. I can tell that the rules she's explaining are vital, so I try my best to keep up despite my persistent confusion. I'm so confused as well. There is a merit to eliminating another participant, I should note. In doing so, you have the right to take one of the cards they held. In exchange, though, this has gone on for far too long. Same voice that interrupted her earlier speaks out again. Don't please! Oh no. Oh no. Please spare me, Bill. Shut up. Oh! You don't have the luxury of babbling on about like this either, goddess. The man clearly has no sympathy for the woman pleading with him. In fact, he seems to feel nothing at all, much like Parsa. Very well then, let us begin. Tonight's election shall now take place. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I can't recall much of what happens next. Good. I'm gonna pause, because that's a lot. I hope that you're enjoying this. We're gonna jump straight back into it once... I'm going to probably do this on Fridays for a little bit, and then maybe throughout the week. I say that, but then I'm like, wasn't I going to move it to Monday? Yeah, I was going to move it to Monday. So yeah, number 3 is going to come out soon. We're going to keep going in with this as a series. It's a longer game, so definitely come back, check it out. It's very interesting. It's very intense. Want to know what's going on more? With that, subscribe so you can come back, hang out, do the things and stuff. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye!